Hey everybody, Fred Minnick here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Jack Daniel's 10-year-old, a 97 proof. This is batch 3. You can find it in stores for usually around 180 bucks. I've seen it for less, I've seen it for more, but I think the standard is about 180. Now, this particular product is a part of Jack Daniel's evolution of becoming really one of the best whiskeys, period, on the American whiskey scene. And what I mean by that is, look, we've all known Jack Daniel's as the brand that is the Black Label. Guns N' Roses, had it on the cover of Appetite Destruction. Frank Sinatra singing about it. It is a brand that's it's connected into Americana. It's the most counterfeited American whiskey there is, and I believe the most counterfeited whiskey, period. And it just is a brand that means a lot to a lot of people. And they've been kind of that mainstream crowd for a long time. But as the growth of bourbon kind of hit and everybody was chasing the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, they were waiting in line for Four Roses limited edition small batch. Jack Daniels was kind of like left in the parking lot with the bikers and people who had brought them to the dance. They've never turned their back. Jack Daniels has never turned their back on their main customer, but they had also not opened the door for this new age of bourbon consumer who is willing to pay 180 bucks, 80 bucks for a bottle of bourbon that's so good that you would wait in line for it, or pay someone to wait in line for it, or get in for a lottery for it. They were missing the boat on that, and then they started coming out with these products that were just at the distilleries. I think they call them like Tasters Select in the very beginning. Then they started doing these barrel proof lines that just wowed everybody. And when their rye came out, it was like, whoa, Jack Daniels can make some rye. And then they started releasing this 10-year-old. Now, this is batch 3. So when this one came out, I tasted it for the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is good. The next edition I tasted, I was like, holy shit, this is good. And this, to me, the 10-year-old was the release that solidified Jack Daniels as the brand that is not just keeping up with the people who brought them to the dance, but they've started like this new style, this new age of Jack Daniels. So we're only in like maybe year 5 of this new Jack Daniels trend of really trying to be the absolute best at the highest levels. And I'm telling you, I mean, they came in, the Coy Hill product came in number 2 in my top 100 in 2022. And, one of these days they're gonna win mine, or they're gonna win a major competition. But people all over the place their eyes are open to Jack Daniels not just being the Black Label. So I know that if you're watching this channel, you probably spend way too much money on bourbon, and you've probably crossed over into the higher end Jack Daniels stuff. So put in the comment section what has been your favorite Jack Daniels product in the last 5 years. And for those of you who hate it when I go off on these tangents of on the history and all that, I got some bad news for you. That's just how I am, and if you don't like it, don't watch my channel. So here we go. I am going to taste the 10-year-old batch 3. Also on the side here, I've got my 12-year-old. I got the 12-year-old as well. Last year I tasted them as a pair. Today I'm not going to do that. I want to space them out, and it has really more to do with my time and my palate right now. Like, I just want to taste one thing today. I don't want to taste several, because I gotta do a bunch of dad stuff. That's the thing about being a taster. you have to weigh in your rest of your life. You know, it can't just be about tasting bourbon. You got to do all the other stuff too. All right, you don't care. I don't blame you. I wouldn't care either. Like, why is this jackass talking about other things? Just taste the whiskey and shut up. Okay. Well, brown sugar, butter, nutmeg, caramel, roasted almonds. Man, this smells amazing. This has kind of got the smell of like, hey, could this be could we make this a car freshener? Imagine getting pulled over by a cop. It smells like this in the car. I'm like, hey, you smell like bourbon. Why, yes, sir. I've got a Jack Daniels air freshener here. Would you like a pull? I also have Jack Daniels in my pocket. Step out of the car, please. Imagine that's how that would go. I don't think it's a good idea to bribe an officer when you're getting pulled over. Don't bribe him with bourbon. Okay. So that nose was phenomenal. That nose was complicated. That nose is absolutely blew my mind. You know, citing all the notes that was coming to me, and I was really expecting a lot of that to be on the palate, but it wasn't. The palate is this is very strange for me for a Jack Daniels product because I don't think this has ever been a dominant note for me for Jack Daniels. But almond, this is like it has this incredible like roasted almond note, not raw almond, not salted almond, but nice roasted almonds. So that's the lead note right off the bat, and I feel it all over my tongue, tip of the tongue, middle back, back down the sides. I don't feel as much on the roof of my palate under my jawline, but it's it's pretty incredible how it moves on the palate. Hmm. Okay. So after this dominant almond note for me, we're all different. You know, you may taste this and you may taste something else. I'm just telling you what I'm tasting. But almond is the dominant note for me. After that, I get some chocolate. I get some banana, which is pretty tried and true for Jack Daniels. It's a common note for most tasters when they taste Jack Daniels. Um, and then I am getting that cherry, like a cherry note that I often get from Jack Daniel's sister brand and Old Forester. So, hmm, I'll taste that one more time because I can. Nothing really to add here. Maybe a little hint of black pepper there toward the end, but it finishes medium, um, medium to long. My first impression is that I probably like batch one better than this one. Um, and but I think it might be a toss up. Like when I first tasted batch two, I thought I thought it was incredible. But then when I put it in the blind, it was like, you know, it didn't fare so well. So sometimes that first taste is not always, you know, is not always depictive of what it can do in a blind tasting. And I don't know if I like this one more than batch two, but I'm pretty sure I'll find batch one to be more complicated and tasty. And I'll tell you too, the last bottle of black batch one I had, I had with Jelly Roll. Like, you can go back to that podcast, and I was sipping that with him, and I think I gave him the whole bottle. So, Jack Daniel's 10-year-old is, whenever I taste that, I'll always think of my friend Jelly Roll and the incredible growth he's had. He's just blowing up, man. Proud of you, Jelly. But anyway, that's going to do it here for this little tasting. Yeah, I would say, people always ask me, is it worth the money? This is one, man, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, and generally when I'm on the fence, I'd say it sure tastes better. I'd feel a lot better about it if it was a $75 product. If you find it on the shelves at 75, then go also get a lottery ticket while you're at it. But this is at a higher price point, and we're in a time where it's hard to separate money from the wallet. And I'd say this is very good whiskey, in that kind of like 89 to 92 zone for me, from a point perspective. But, I think everybody's got to make that decision for themselves when it comes to spending money. I can't do it for you. But would I buy it? I probably would get something else, unless I had a very particular flavor profile in the moment, wanted a big old glass of something that tasted like almonds. So that's just my honest opinion. Anyway, that's going to do it for this little review. If you're not a subscriber yet, please become one. We'd love to have you over here on this channel. Also, hit the like button, because that helps with the algorithm, I'm told. But tell a friend about the channel, and also check us out over at Club Marzipan. That's going to do it here, folks. Be safe out there, and remember, vodka sucks. Cheers.